I need all the wins, yeah. Ain't no L's, I gotta get a no call to quits, yeah. Gotta keep on moving no matter how hard it gets, yeah. Better move out the way, cause I'm coming with harder hits. My head is as hard as a brick, but I'm harder than all it is. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out, knocked out. My heart on my sleeve, stress, shield my greed. That's how I get it. Success ain't no given. Some days I don't eat, I don't sleep. When I'm focused, I'm dangerous. They don't wonder when I'm anxious. Ain't no limit till I tank. I'm running on fumes. The opposition don't amaze. The roads racing through the pavement. Get your hands out of my bag. I know this because I've been in it. I don't need to brag. I guess that's what happens when you taking care of your business. But some family, you do the math. I'm out of my pocket. Houston, we got a problem, man. Perfect, let them watch me. Elevating, got them nauseous. Cause I'm the pilot in the cockpit. Nose diving in the house. And whoo. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead. Watch how I get ahead.
It's time! Welcome to DFS by the Numbers with your host, Brady.
Better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out. Knocked out. You better move, you might get knocked out.
What is up, everybody? Welcome to DFS by the Numbers and welcome to Best Bet for UFC Vegas 80. We got Grant Dawson taking on Bobby Green. And yeah, we're coming back here off of a week off, and I think it's a pretty good card. I think it's an underrated card, especially this main card. I think we're going to get a lot of violence on the main card, and looking forward to the card, looking forward to the show. We brought on two absolute killers. We got Cody Blood Money Bets, who is currently second place in the Best Bet competition. A couple cards to go. He's like 14 units behind Luke. Could this be the week? Potentially takes first. We'll see. And then we have Patrick, who is just slowly climbing up the rankings. It seems like every time Patrick's on, he moves up a spot. So another guy to look out for. But we'll kick it to you first, Cody. Are you looking forward to being back in UFC Vegas 80?
Yeah, man, definitely. This is actually a pretty good card. You know, I watched Patrick's video. It's like he said, there's no debuting fighters. It's a lot of fighters that's already been in the UFC. And I feel like that makes it easier to find some good bets on the card. So I'm definitely looking forward to it after a week off. And I'm looking forward to taking over first place in this competition.
Let's go. We got Patrick in the building. Patrick, what is up? You looking forward to having some fights back this Saturday?
Yeah, dude, it's always feels like a much needed week off in between that huge stretch we had and this fight card, and we got 3 more to go in a row here. But man, it felt like an eternity without having fights last week. So I'm glad we got UFC fights. There's a lot of like established UFC veterans taking on some people trying to prove themselves. That's kind of a common theme on this card. So it's a very exciting one from a fan perspective.
Absolutely. Can't wait to get into it. Before we do so, if you guys could please do me a favor, leave a like on the show, subscribe here to the channel. I also did link down both Cody's and Patrick's YouTube channel below in the description. Also in the description, you will find the best bet rules if you are new, and then you'll also find the best bet standings as well. I think Cody's in second, I'm in fifth, and Patrick's in sixth there. And we're kind of getting down to it. I think Cody has maybe 2 or 3 cards left. Patrick has 2 left. I have 2 left. So we're getting pretty close to the end here. Lou Betya, still in first after a couple weeks or a lot of weeks into the year thus far. But do you want to shout out the chat before we get started? We got Justin, first one in here. What is up, Justin? We got Greg Rodney in the chat. We got Hamzat Goat. Can't wait to see Hamzat fight pretty soon here. We got Johnny K. Picks in the building. What is up, Johnny? Die Hard Sports Network. We got Jacob. We got Not Addictive K9. We got Nick. We got Snerius 138 MMA. We got Esai Padilla. We got Blomdog. What is up, everybody? All right. I say we get into it. And this card, we do have 11 fights, so both these guys get 1 pass each. And by the way, what is Fight Odds doing here with this ad? Seniors under 85 years old get what? What are they getting?
I thought that was Karolina Kowalkiewicz in the ad when I looked at it.
I don't know what they're getting. I'm actually tempted to click on this ad here because I'm actually really curious to see what these seniors under 85 years old get.
Something's going on there.
Something is going on, but maybe I'll click on that in my free time after the show.
That old man looks like he's hopped up on some PEDs, man. He's ready.
He's hopped up on something for sure.
EPOs.
But all right, guys, we're gonna kick it off here. We have the first fight on the card. We got Montana De La Rosa going against JJ Aldrich. And this is a fight where the line has flipped, and it is now in favor of Montana De La Rosa. So she actually opened up plus 170. That was late September. She was sitting around plus 120 to plus 125 for a good week or so. And then in the past week, the line has flipped, and money has steadily came in on Montana De La Rosa. We'll start with you first, Patrick. What is your best bet for the first fight for UFC Vegas 80?
I'm going to keep it simple in this one, man. I do like that Montana De La Rosa money line, which I know is minus 155 now. And some people got in early over the weekend and got that at plus money. So more power to you. I got it personally at minus 130 myself. So by the time I did the research, I just couldn't get that plus money on it. But man, I think she's got a more dynamic game. She's going to be bigger in this spot. She's had a lot of really good experience in all of her losses. Even if you compare JJ Aldridge's last opponent to your favorite Na Liang against where Montana had to take on Tatiana Suarez, like there's no bigger disparity in their last two opponents here. But Montana should be able to get some top control time, wrestle a bit. She usually doesn't take too long before she attempts a takedown. So just stay safe at distance with her long striking weapons, get some control time. I think she cruises to a decision win.
All right, Patrick taking the Montana De La Rosa money line, and it looks like best price out there is minus 140 there. So Patrick taking the money line minus 140. Cody, what are you liking for the first fight of the card?
Yeah, I agree with what Patrick said, breaking that down. Montana is just going to be a little bigger. She's got a little bit more of a dog in her. She's got better cardio. JJ's coming in on short notice. She's a basic southpaw boxer, she's just okay everywhere. And I think that Montana's pretty much okay everywhere, except way better in wrestling. So JJ usually slows down in the second round too when she fights bigger girls, more aggressive girls, like against Macy Barber or Blanchfield, who's not that big, but she's super strong and aggressive and push the pace. Both of them finished her in the second. So I want to I don't know what the line is. I was trying to find it, but I want Montana De La Rosa by like third round or decision. Do you know what the line is on that?
No, but I can look it up for you there.
Yeah, I've been looking on what is this, Best Fight Odds, and then fightodds.com, but I couldn't find that actual one.
Yeah, they don't have it on Best Fight Odds, but I'll look at FanDuel, and FanDuel has it. FanDuel doesn't even have lines out yet. What are they doing?
That's
crazy. Aren't the fights starting in like 3 hours?
Yeah.
So FanDuel has no lines out yet, so we're gonna have to go to DraftKings. So DraftKings, they have Montana De La Rosa third round or decision plus 105.
Okay. And then by decisions, well, yeah, just give me that one. Give me that one.
So De La Rosa round 3 or decision plus 105 for Cody there. And I don't know what FanDuel's doing. I mean, the fights are starting pretty soon there. So plus 105.
Looks like just for that one fight.
Wild.
It took. I actually bet Montana De La Rosa at plus 110, but my casino, that's the first line they released it at.
Holy crap.
I went over and got it, but I seen her even plus more money earlier in the week because it was crazy because JJ's coming in on short notice, and like Montana De La Rosa was minus like 300 to Stephanie Edgar, which is crazy. And like JJ's not much better than Stephanie Edgar.
No, not at all. All right, so both guys on the Montana side. I'm on the Montana side myself. We got Ben saying death taxes and Cody Brundage first round. Yeah, Cody Brundage is a first round phenom. This guy loves winning.
He is.
First round by any means necessary there. All right, we'll move on to the next fight. This is personally my least favorite fight on the card. Actually, we got Johnny Munoz Jr. taking on Richie Long. Not much line movement throughout the entire week. It's been pretty much a pick 'em all week. Johnny Munoz Jr. around minus 110 to 115. Richie Long around minus 105 to minus 110. So it's pretty much a pick 'em here. Has been all week. We'll start with you, Cody. What are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, not much. I don't think either one of these guys are too trustworthy. I think Aori Q Lang wins, but I'm not confident. So I'm gonna use this as my pass because Johnny Munoz, decent striking unless he's fighting a guy with good striking, but then he's got decent wrestling, decent BJJ, and then Aori Q Lang has decent striking, pretty good takedown defense. We've seen him get taken down a couple times and got up, but he death gasses in the second or third round sometimes, just like he did with Jay Perrin, where he started getting beat up a little bit. And if he does that against Munoz, and Munoz is able to take him down in the third round when he's tired, he can make him look like Brady Heastan did to Dana Bakdorov or something like that, where he's just so gassed and gets finished after winning the whole fight. So I think Aori Q Lang wins this, but I'm going to stay away. Neither one of these guys are very trustworthy.
All right, Cody using up his one and only pass on this fight. I do not blame him. Patrick, what are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I had the same thing written down for this one, just taking the pass on it. I do like maybe the over 2.5, which is around even money right now. You could see maybe a world where, because Richie Lang, it's tough. And even though he does slow down in the later parts of the fight, he kind of works through that fatigue well. So it's just a battle of, can Richie Lang strike at distance and keep on barraging Munoz with strikes, or is he going to get taken down? But Munoz, after his last performance, pulling guard so much, I mean, that's just, or jumping guillotine, whatever it may be, that's just frustrating. You don't want to back, your hard-earned money on somebody like that in the spot. So, yeah, I'm kind of leading Johnny Munoz as a pick, but I like the over 2.5. So the fight confuses me. Give me a pass on this one as well.
All right, both guys using up their passes. No shame in that whatsoever. Greg saying Munoz sucks. I mean, I don't think he sucks. He's a really, really good black belt, but he kind of did look like he sucked in his last fight. I was not sure what happened there in his last fight. I think Iori will make it look easy. We shall see. I have no action on this fight, a fight that I'm not really looking forward to, and I think these guys kind of feel the same. All right, this is a fight that I am looking forward to. We have Kanako Murata taking on Vanessa Demopoulos. We got Murata minus 350. Vanessa Demopoulos sitting at plus 285 here. Should be a fun fight here. Murata making a return after about a 2-year layoff. Cody, what do you like for this one here?
This is another kind of tough fight to call, but I like Murata here as long as she doesn't get hit with an arm bar from guard, because I feel like if she even gets close to getting an arm bar, she's probably going to want to tap out after what happened in her last fight. But I'm going to take Murata by decision. So I'm not really sure what that is. Let's see, minus 150. I'll take her.
I see a minus 130 out there.
Yeah, minus 130.
Okay, yeah, I'll take that. I'll take Murata by decision. I just think that her wrestling, she's going to be able to get Demopoulos down. Her jiu-jitsu is usually not that bad. Like, I know, Verna Jandaroba is a savage in jiu-jitsu, so her jiu-jitsu is usually not too terrible. She's got good transitions. She's got excellent ground and pound. I'll just take her by decision. I think she's able to land the takedowns, get a lot of control time. I don't know if she's going to be able to get the biggest positions on Demopoulos to finish her, because she's got such good jiu-jitsu. She should be able to at least stay safe. So, I'll take Murata by decision.
All right, Cody taking Murata by decision, minus 130 on Bet Online. Patrick, what do you like for this fight here?
Man, me and Cody are lined up a little bit on these ones. That's why I knew what price that was. I had minus 130 Murata decision written down as well. And for the same reasons, I just think she's such a relentless wrestler, and it never takes her more than 1 minute to actually shoot for that first takedown. Both girls are very short in stature, going to be scrappy strikers. And I think Demopoulos is tough enough that I credit her BJJ game as being competent enough to stay safe in this spot. And even if she does manage to swivel her hips and go for an armbar or submission attempt, I mean, Murata's been in several bad spots submission-wise over her, Risen, Invicta, and UFC career so far. She does not tap very easily. So if she just rides out top control time, grounded and pound, I think she can just cruise to a decision here.
Yeah, one of the biggest heartbreaks I've ever had was I bet the Verna Jandaroba submission prop against Kanako Murata. It was like plus 500. It was something ridiculous. And she just didn't tap. She snapped her arm and she didn't tap. Ended up being Verna Jandaroba's first ever KO win. So I mean,
that's crazy. I mean, that should still be just put as a submission win, because we know how she got it. You know what I mean? It's almost like, even with, I guess the people that cashed on Cody Brundage was more disqualification more than first round TKO or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But absolutely. So,
yeah, it hurt. It certainly hurt, because the read was there. The read was there, but TKO regardless there. D'Amato's scorecard. I love the nickname. I don't have a single bet or parlay outside of the main card. Prelims are sketch. I'm kind of with you. I have a bet on every single fight on the main card and only a couple on the prelims.
Is that profile picture Hasbulla with cornrows?
Yeah, it's nice. I like that whole profile.
That's
nice.
It is.
Like your
Shout
style.
out to D'Amato's scorecard there, who hopefully we don't see this week here, but we probably will. We got Nick saying Ricky Glenn season. I feel it in my plums. We shall see. We shall see. All right. Next we have Nate Maness taking on Mateus Mendonce. We got Mendonce minus 250, Nate Maness plus 210. Line's kind of stuck around the same minus 250 range all week. Nate Maness around the plus 200, plus 210 range all week. This is a fight that I personally refuse to bet just because I can't seem to get Nate Maness fights right ever. I think I'm like 0-4 on betting Nate Maness fights, and I actually didn't bet his last fight against Tagir Olubekov, and I wasn't really expecting a Tagir first round sub. So I'm staying away, but you guys have to bet this fight. Patrick, what are you betting on this one here?
Yeah, this one confuses me as well because honestly, I do think that Nate Maness is like the mathematical value side. Like if you had to line it, I mean, we're getting a lot of people are looking down on the price of Maness because of his last two performances so far, and now he's cutting down to 125 again. But Mendonça, he's representing shoot to box, and he looks pretty good against Javid Bashrat in a loss, and he's getting, I think, overvalued here. So the line should be closer, but I can't really back the side of Nate Maness here. I just don't think he's going to win that confidently. But I do think there's violence in this spot. You know, both guys flash power early in their hands. Mendonça has been shown to slow down in certain spots. I think he will have a grappling advantage. So I think there's a high potential this does not see the scorecards. Give me that under 2.5 at minus 130 here.
Mendonça under 2.5, minus 130 for Patrick. Cody, what do you like for this fight here?
Yeah, I mean, I like Mendonça, like his style. I mean, he has pretty good striking. His takedowns are good. He was able to take down Bashrat a couple times, which is pretty impressive to me. And Bashrat's not too much smaller than Nate Maness. You know, he's a tall, skinny dude like Maness at 135. That was up at 135. But Nate Maness, you know, good boxing, decent takedown defense, okay offensive wrestling. He's pretty tough. He's pretty durable, and he has pretty good power in his right hand. I mean, we've seen him knock out Gravely after getting completely destroyed, and then knocking out Luke Sanders after getting completely destroyed. But both of them guys are somewhat not durable. Usually when they lose by getting finished. This should be a good fight, though. But I just really like Mendonça's skills as far as being able to grapple. Because, like, Nate Maness has decent takedown defense, but he has terrible get-up game. Like, once he's down, he's down. You've seen it with, like, Umar. You've seen it with Johnny Munoz, all them. And he can stop the submissions. He just does not have a working get-up game. So I'm going to take Mendonça by decision here, actually. I think it's, like, plus 240. And his last 2 out of his 3 fights have gone to decision. Nate Maness is usually pretty tough, pretty durable. And I just see Mendonça having more ways to win this fight with that grappling. Like if he can just land a takedown here and there, get a bunch of control time, and the striking shouldn't be too much different. And he showed a good chin too, man. He got cracked by Bashrat a couple times, looked fine. He actually was the one that hurt Bashrat early on. Like didn't drop him, but, you know, stunned him a little bit. So give me Mendonça by decision.
All right, Mendonça. Crap, I did a workout before the show, and I didn't end the workout on my watch. This is terrible. So
Wow.
there we go.
All
right,
still working out, still sweating it out, huh? Okay.
It says I was still working out, but
He's been doing leg extensions this whole time.
leg curls, yes.
Were they called Kegels or something like that?
Yeah. So that kind of sucked, but it is what it is. So Cody with the Mendonça by decision plus 245. Patrick going the other way with the Mendonça under 2.5 there. We got D-Man saying Mendonça round 2 KO.
Awesome.
Al the Pow liking it there. Bum Dog saying, I really think violence is the answer here. I don't know. I don't have a bet on. I can't bet on a Nate Maness fight. I mean, I just continued. I bet violence in the Umar Nurmagomedov Nate Maness fight pretty confidently, and somehow, some way, Umar Nurmagomedov couldn't submit Nate Maness. Right. I don't know. I'm just done betting on this guy's fights. We got Eric saying Brady, and I'm saying Eric, what is up? How you doing? All right, guys. We'll move on then to the next fight. We have Karolina Kowalkiewicz going against Diana Belbita. We got Karolina Kowalkiewicz minus 137, Diana Belbita plus 117. Another fight that I'm not too excited about. Patrick, what do you like for this fight here?
I like everything about Karolina Kowalkiewicz in this matchup, except for she's about to be 38 years old in a couple of weeks. Aside from that, I think she's now fighting at a level of competition where she can be successful. You know, the fight against, Felice Herrig, Gomez Juarez, Demopoulos, and now Belbita. I think these are all in that category of fighters that she can beat with her Muay Thai striking. And we're seeing her actually flash some well-rounded parts of her game, getting the grappling going, and really good control on the mat, too. And Belbita doesn't take much to get her to the mat. She's got very poor striking defense, even though she's got a lot of really good striking offense. You know, by the numbers, Belbita is very active, you know, and I think a lot of people like that. But, man, she gets hit so much in return. I think Karolina is the more technical striker in this one. So give me Karolina's money line at minus 137.
Karolina money line at minus 137 for Patrick. Cody, what are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty good fight. I'm with Patrick, though. I like Karolina. She's got the striking to stand with Belbita, and then she's definitely going to have the grappling advantage here. she should be able to land a couple takedowns, get a little control time, and just use her vet knowledge, to win in certain spots. Because we've seen with Belbita, she's got good Romanian kickboxing. She's long, she hits hard. She just like puts her head down and starts winging punches and stuff. And I think she kind of slows down a little bit in the fight. The main thing I like about Belbita is she does have a good clinch with good knees to the body in that. But I just see Carolina just using that vet savvy to get the win here. And I'm going to take her by decision because what is it? She's had 11 decisions in her career, 11 decision wins. And even Belbita on the floor, she's good enough to handle herself from not getting submitted. And she's pretty active off her back. Like I would think if there'd be a finish in this fight, it'd probably be by Belbita. But give me Carolina by decision. I think it's like plus 105.
Plus 106 I see for you there.
Even better.
Take that plus 106 right there. All right, so we got Cody taking the Karolina Kowalkiewicz by decision plus 106, and Patrick taking the Karolina Kowalkiewicz money line minus 137. I think both those probably do come through there. Belbita by a whiplash. Have we ever had a whiplash finish in the UFC? I don't think so.
I think when Ngannou over Alistair Overeem.
That is true.
Remember when he took his head off? That was whiplash.
That was brutal.
There will be no Alistair Overeem disrespect on this.
No, unless it's Ngannou. That dude can disrespect a couple people.
Bloom saying, I swear they're trying to get Belbita over with this matchup. Belbita decision or split decision. It could be a split decision either way. You never know, especially with these crooked, corrupt judges that are blind. You never know what can happen. All right, we'll move on. This is now the featured prelim. They kind of switched the Bill Algeo fight and the Cutelaba fight. So the featured prelim, we have Ion Cutelaba going against Philippe Lins. Cody, I have a feeling that you have a strong take on this fight here, so we'll kick it to you first.
Yeah, dude, we've seen Cutelaba. Like he's shown everybody who he is numerous times. He doesn't really have any good wins inside the UFC. His wins are people he steamrolled, like Antigulov. Who else did he beat? Devin Clark. But it was after he knocked his teeth out and he kind of just like let him lay on him the rest of the fight. And then that Tanner Boser, which he has no grappling. And I'm not even sure that was like, it should have been stopped. Like Boser was trying to get up from getting held down and was getting punched in the face. But it wasn't like he was out in the middle of the ring, got hit, went down, knocked out. Like, I don't know. I think the dude, Canadian tough guy, could have took some more of them. But Cutelaba, man, good wrestling, decent striking, but no BJJ to back up his wrestling. Now, if he takes somebody down like Khalil Roundtree, who has no jiu-jitsu himself, he can hold him down, elbow him out because Khalil Roundtree has no jiu-jitsu, no get-up game, no nothing. But this time, man, when you just have decent striking with some power, you have good wrestling, and you have no jiu-jitsu, it's not going to work against a guy like Felipe Lins, who's bigger. He's probably going to be 10 pounds bigger than Cutelaba. He has good offensive and defensive wrestling. He's a black belt in jiu-jitsu. He has KO power. He's strong as hell. He has better cardio. He can clinch him up against the cage. Like, I honestly don't see anywhere that Cutelaba is going to win this fight because Cutelaba is not even a dude that's standing up, going to knock you out, just standing up. He gets TKOs on the ground from ground and pound. You know what I mean? I don't know if he's ever just knocked somebody out standing up in the UFC. I've seen him hurt people, but then when he's hurt people like Kennedy and Jekru, and I know Patrick will remember this perfectly, he hurts him. What's he do? He doesn't try to finish him. He shoots in. Let's get a takedown on Kennedy, and he gets right back up, recovered, and then beats the crap out of him. Like Ion, top 5, good hammer, bad nail. You know what I mean? Like number 1's Bob Sapp, and then Cutelaba's somewhere in the next 4 spots. Like he's either going to beat you. And I know people are like, it's kill or be killed, but there's tons of people that are kill or be decisioned. You know what I mean? It's like you don't have to get finished every time you don't win. So I think that Felipe Lins is going to survive a tough, 3, 4, 5 minutes with Cutelaba, because Cutelaba can't come out and just like strike at range. Like he's not going to win that fight with Lins. So he's going to have to come out and do what he does. Grab Lins, take him down a couple times. Lins is going to get taken down. Cutelaba is a savage at first. He'll work his way back up, use jiu-jitsu to stay safe, just like Johnny Walker, all them guys did. Work his way back up, and then maybe get taken down again. But the one time he works his way back up and then he reverses Cutelaba in the clinch, it's going to be over from there. That's when you already know Cutelaba broke. And Felipe Lins, if he takes him down at any time and reverses, and gets on top of Cutelaba, Cutelaba is going to find a way out. cannot back a dude like Cutelaba. He's 3-6 in his last 9 with 6 finished losses and all of it. You know what I mean? I can't back that. Linz has looked great at 205 since coming down. He's a big dude. He's well-rounded. He's got good cardio, and I think all that's enough to beat Ion Cutelaba. So I'll take Linz inside the distance.
Linz inside the distance. I think best price I saw it at was plus 210 on Bet Rivers.
I'll take it because I'm not sure if he subs him or if he KOs him, but he's going to do something to him. Usually Cutelaba gets subbed because he don't want to sit there and take the punches and just get KO'd out. So he'll give up his back or whatever, you know, and just get subbed. So usually on them guys, you want to bet the sub over the TKO because he would rather just let you sub and then punch him in the face a bunch. So
yeah, he's been subbed like a million times. So yeah, Philippe Linz inside the distance for Cody. And Patrick, what are you liking for this fight here?
Nah, man, Cody broke it down very, very well. Now, I don't have as much faith in Felipe Linz at this point. I mean, he is getting old. He's been just through a lot of fight miles and injuries, but he is going to be the bigger man here. He looks decent at light heavyweight these days, and Cutelaba has been shown to start off really strong, really hot, and then to just always give it up. Like, he'll go from dominating somebody on the mat and then just end up on bottom position getting pounded out. So I agree with what Cody says. I'm going to take the fight doesn't start round 3, which is at minus 220. So I'm just buying a little extra 2.5 minutes there in round 2 for Cutelaba to probably end up doing something stupid and getting finished. Like Cody mentioned, out of 9 losses for Cutelaba, he's been finished 7 times inside the distance. And same for Linz. He's been finished 4 times inside the distance out of 5 losses. So their loss record definitely spells, violence here. So I don't think it sees the start of round 3.
All right. And you said minus 220 for that, right?
Yep, minus 220.
All right. Gotcha. So we got Cody on the inside the distance for Linz and Patrick taking the fight.
I got to say, this is probably the fight I'm looking most forward to. And especially with Cody with a lot of bucks on the line, I'm going to be cheering for Felipe Linz for him.
Let's go. That's what I need.
I'm always looking forward to a Cutelaba fight. I mean, the guy is just so unpredictable and so reckless. It's going to be a fun fight. All right. So we got in the chat here. Does that say Luis Felipe Linz? It does. I'm not sure why it does, but it certainly does there.
Oh, fancy.
It is very fancy. Is Linz really 38? Yes, he is. But I'm saying, how much is a max bet? Could, if you don't mind. I think it's 500 for you, right?
Yeah, 5 units, 500. Yep. It's about to go up. All that's about to change here. I'm about to. Nice. I just wanted to prove, I could start from 0, build up to 100 units. Now I'm going to put my own money into it and start betting big.
There you go. This card is horrible. I kind of disagree. I think the card's pretty good, but this card is better than last week's card because we didn't even have a card. So I'm looking forward to it. Cody is right on track. Yeah, I agree as well. Let's see here. Menes is live again. Menes is always live. And Dirty saying it doesn't seem horrible to me. I think it's a solid card, I think. All right, so what we're going to do now is, since we're done with the prelims, we're going to do a quick recap, make sure we got everything correct here. So, Cody, you are taking Montana De La Rosa round 3 decision plus 105. He's passing on the Johnny Munoz Jr. fight. He's taking the Kanaka Murata decision minus 130. Taking Mateus Mendonce by decision plus 245. Karolina Kovacevic by decision plus 106. And then Felipe Linz inside the distance plus 210. Does all that look correct so far, Cody?
Yes, sir.
And then Patrick, he's taking Montana De La Rosa money line plus 140, passing on the Johnny Munoz Jr. fight, taking Kanaka Murata by decision minus 130, the Mendonce under 2.5 rounds minus 130, Kovacevic money line minus 137, and then the Linz Cutelaba fight won't start round 3 minus 220. Does all that look right, Patrick?
Yes, you got it correct.
Zero saying next card is going to be a good card. Can't wait for your picks on that one. Yeah, I'm already, I think, 6 or 7 fights done with next card. I think next week's card's good, and then we have UFC 294. To end the month, which is going to be a very, very good card as well.
Don't we have the return of Arena Alexieva next week?
Yep.
I think we do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do. Yep, should be a good card next week. Looking forward to that. But all right, we're going to move on to the main card opener. And this looks to be one of the Twitter civil wars of the week. We have a lot of people on the Hernandez side, a lot of people on the Algio side, but this line has completely flipped. Hernandez went from a plus money dog to now minus 120, and Bill Algio went from a minus 140, minus 135 favorite to plus 100 here. So we'll start with you, Cody. What are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, man. It's nice to have this fight come up right after an Ion Cutelaba fight. There's a lot of similarities there where you got both guys that start off super strong and then come out, 65% of themselves in the second round, no matter what, win or losing, they come out and they're just they're like defeated. It's weird. But I think Bill Algeo, man, has good striking, good kicks. He can be taken down, but he's got an excellent get-up game, and he pushes a pretty good pace. Like, he's just constantly coming forward or throwing something at you from somewhere, and that makes most people that he fights want to shoot in on him because they're just, the volume usually will get to him, so they'll want to shoot in on him, like Joe Anderson Brito, even Ricardo Lamas, all these dudes. Everybody basically shoots in on him pretty early. They'll take him down. They find out it's easy to take him down. They'll take him down. They'll hold him down for a second. He gives up his back. They try to take his back. He's good with putting his arms there, not letting you get hooks in, and then he just builds himself back up. They'll continue to try to do that. When they can't keep getting him down, then they just go to striking, and he usually just takes over with volume, throwing a ton of kicks from distance. He's a big dude. He's going to have 3 inches of height here and an inch of reach, but it looked like more than that when they faced off, man. It looked like he was like 4 or 5 inches taller than Hernandez. But he's got a good ground game too. He's got 7 submissions, 4 knockouts, and he's just so tough, so durable. He's a junkyard dog. He's got the cardio, and he's got durability. Every single fight that he's in, the people that beat him have really good cardio or show good cardio. The only loss that I didn't like was the Ricardo Ramos one, but he actually showed good cardio in that. He had like 8 takedowns, and he couldn't get really too much control time though. But you seen like Andre Fili was able to get the takedown in the 3rd round, and he had to hold on for dear life because everybody that fights him, he usually wears him out, even like Joe Anderson Brito. Then you got Alexander Hernandez, who up at 155, he's got some power, he's got speed, he's faster than most of the 155ers. Pretty good offensive wrestling. His jiu-jitsu ain't the best, but he's got good ground and pound. But another guy that's a good hammer, bad nail. You know what I mean? He can knock out lower level guys. That one, his biggest win is over Benio Dariush, and that was kind of shady anyways. They were supposed to touch gloves and stuff, but I don't know. I just think that, what's his other wins? Chris Grutzmacher, Mike Breeden, people like that, he destroys them, and it makes people think that Alexander Hernandez is great. But then when he fights somebody that's actually good, you see that, after the 1st round, he starts like giving in and giving up and either getting finished in the 2nd round or just kind of getting beat up for the rest of the fight. I think in this fight, same thing's going to happen. He's going to probably have a pretty decent 1st round, but just like when he dropped down to 145 before against Billy Q, he slows down a lot in his fights, man. And like I said, it seems like that people that can take his beating and start giving it back, he just seems to fold to. But in this case, I'm going to take Algeo, but I don't think Algeo's as much of a finisher as Billy Q. So I'll take the Algeo money line just at +100 because he could finish him. I like the 3rd round or decision, but I couldn't find the line for that. I could never find them. So
looks like +105, best line out there for Bill Algeo money line.
What is it?
+105 for the money line.
Do you know, is the money line usually better than the 3rd round or decision?
Yeah, I can look that up right now for you. So as long as FanDuel has, which I think they actually do this time. So Bill Algeo, round 3 or decision is +210.
Yeah, I'll take that one right there. That's perfect. That's a crazy price.
It actually is. Round 3 decision +210 for Cody. Patrick, what do you like in here?
Yeah, not much different than what Cody said here, but I'll get a little craftier with the actual play. I'll do Bill Algeo round 2, round 3 sub at +1100. I do think Hernandez will start off strong, and he's got the better potential to actually be explosive early in this fight in a hurry in round 1. But after that, man, if he's forced to grapple, if he's mixing up his game plan, he always gashes out and folds like a cheap suit by the time round 2 comes along. I mean, I think this looks kind of like the Moicano fight, right? Like where in round 2, Moicano starts kind of piecing him up on the feet and then jumps on his back and subs him out. So almost like a club and sub thing. I think that's going to happen to him. I mean, Drew Dober, Donald Cerrone, Moicano, Billy Q, for the last time he was at featherweight. These are all spots where Hernandez started off decently in round 1 and then folded in round 2 specifically. So I think it is going to be a Bill Algeo round 2 or round 3 sub for him here. He's got the chin to last early and survive that early onslaught, and I think he's got better cardio as well.
Yeah,
plus 1100 there. There you go.
Yeah.
Big odds. Let's see here. We got Eric saying Algeo has trained with my friend, but I still think Alex wins. Ben saying I got it with Algeo in round 2-3. Hernandez hasn't impressed me a bunch in his fights.
Like it.
George saying Algeo is weaker, so he will crumble. I don't think Algeo is weak at all. I mean, nobody's ever made Algeo crumble, but on the flip side, many people have made Hernandez crumble there.
I think Joanderson Brito is a better win than Alexander Hernandez at 145. Like, I think Brito would be favored over Hernandez. I would take Brito over Hernandez. And
Brito's a beast. Brito's
he's a savage. And Algio took all his hard shots, got taken down, didn't get subbed, and then did what he does.
Yeah, Vera saying I can't pick Alexander Hernandez. I can't either. But a lot of people are on him this week, so we'll see. Blunt saying 40-year-old Jim Miller was a great win. It was a decent win.
I thought Jim Miller won that fight. I swear to God. Like, he won the third trying to choke him out, and then he had big moments in the first round. Like, I swear I thought
it was close. It certainly was close, but some books have Algio 2-3 sub pretty high compared to others. Yeah, FanDuel has the 1100, which I think is the best I saw personally.
Good odds.
It's the best combined, but yeah, maybe if you play it separate on some books, there's some crazy odds out there.
Yeah, Blunt is getting really mad about this Miller win. And, I mean, I don't think it's the best win in the world of 40-year-old Jim Miller, but I mean, if you think it's a great win, it's a great win. But it doesn't really change the outcome of that fight. Let's see here. Vegas has this line as if Alex is in top form. A lot of people think he is, so we'll definitely see there.
Bro, I back junkyard dogs, not the quitters. Like, you got to back the junk. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you got to, like, we've just seen Hernandez fold so many times. And then Algio is a legit junkyard dog. Like, he's going to fight through anything, survive anything, have good cardio. Yeah. Every time I'm backing that junkyard dog. Every time.
Facts. Jim Miller's a legend. He absolutely is a legend.
I love Jim Miller.
That's undeniable.
His Instagram page is phenomenal too.
Is it? I'll have to give him a follow there.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on, we have Drew Dober taking on Ricky Glenn. We got Drew Dober minus 400, Ricky Glenn plus 300. Cody, we'll start with you. What are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, man. I gotta love Drew Dober here, especially after seeing Ricky Glenn get pieced up by Christos Giagos. But even other than that, like, Drew Dober's still the better fighter. Like, their wrestling would probably be pretty even. Even if you got Dober down once or twice, Dober's going to get back up. And then the striking, man, Dober's going to be so much more powerful and so much faster that I see him just putting a beating on Ricky Glenn here. I think he gets him out of there in the second round. I think Glenn comes out and doesn't just start throwing down with him right out of the bat like he did with Christos Giagos. But I think just a bunch of damage is going to get to Glenn in that first round, and then Dober's going to knock him out in that second round. So I'll take Drew Dober by second round KO, and that is plus 470.
Yes, it is. FanDuel Sportsbook. I know that because I did play that myself.
Nice.
Cody's taking the Drew Dober KO2 plus 470. Patrick, what do you like for this fight here?
Yeah, I got the Drew Dober KO at minus 145 on FanDuel. That's the lowest price I can see right now. Pretty good. I like it. I think I'm not going to overcomplicate this fight very much. I think he's a much faster man. He's got good cardio, amazing power, and good output. So he's going to have a lot of chances to find that knockout shot and take the record now for knockouts at lightweight.
All right. So we got Patrick on the KO, Cody on the KO2. Stefan saying, let's get that money. I agree here. D-Man saying, I have everything I own on Dober. Remember, D-Man, bankroll management. Bankroll management, it is key. And let's not do that. But good luck.
Steal the credit card out of your mother's purse and put it all on Dober knockout. Let's go.
Let's go.
Oh gosh. I mean, I think he wins, but let's be smart.
What's the worst that could happen, Malcolm?
A lot of bad things. Ricky Glenn is going to turn back the clock. We got 138 saying, let's go, Drew. Yes, sir.
Let's go.
Pretty boy Dober. Dober gasses it coming out hesitant from getting KO'd. I don't really see either happening. Drew Dober, I don't see him as being a hesitant guy.
And the thing is, like, there's a lot of talk about the chin thing, but like the thing is, he didn't like go out cold. You know what I mean? He just got like TKO'd. Like, he got dropped by a big ass shot, got hit with a couple shots on the ground, but was still moving around. But it's the dudes that go out completely cold. Like, say, like, when McKinney gets kneed by Bonfim and just, out cold, them are the ones I feel like really, really will take your chin.
Yeah, Matt Favola hits very, very hard.
He does, dude. Him and that Benoit Saint Denis fight is going to be crazy.
Is that 295 or 296?
I'm not sure. I just seen they announced it. I'm like, damn, I can't wait to see the line for that too.
I think it's my favorite fight of the year on paper.
Yeah,
it's gonna be amazing.
It's gonna be good.
Deborah by KO, Buckley KO, parlay plus 200. I think both those are on the table there. Bankroll management is key. Bet the house. Oh boy. And then we have a question here from Shoot Proof. I don't have a strong take on this one. He's saying more confident in De La Rosa or Carolina. Both are minus 150. They're like both like the same for me. Cody, any thoughts if you had to pick one, Carolina or De La Rosa?
De La Rosa, because she has a clear path to victory. Like Carolina, you know, we want her to grapple and get to them. We think she can get the takedowns and all that. But I feel like De La Rosa, like, is going to use that wrestling and is going to get the takedowns. That's what's going to separate her to get the win for sure.
And Patrick, thoughts on that?
Yeah, I got to go with De La Rosa. It's really the age which makes me more confident. She can still be making improvements at her age at this point, and she does have a skill set that's kind of well-rounded in the spot. So, yeah, got to take the younger woman for that one as far as confidence goes.
Benoit St. Denis is November 11th, which is $295.
That's a month away.
It's coming up.
I love it.
Heck yeah.
I love it.
138 saying, I got to talk to Drew personally about that KO. Drew wasn't out, but he did say that was the hardest he's ever been hit, and he's been hit a lot. So, yeah, that Matt Frivola hits like an absolute
He really does.
Yes. All right. We'll move on then to Joaquin Buckley going against Alex Morono. Looks like some money as of late has come in on Buckley after Morono looked like he was dying at the weigh-ins. Buckley minus 185, Morono plus 160. We'll start with you, Cody. What do you like for this fight here?
Yeah, man, this is one I was going back and forth on all week. When I broke the fight down, Morono was plus like 165, 170. And I went with him because I think that he's got more volume. And he can land more shots throughout the fight. And just like Buckley, like you see him, he throws a lot of shots, but he only lands like 1/3 of his shots. Like he'll throw combos, but he throws them from like 8 feet out while he's darting in. He'll miss like the first two. But no, man, I'm honestly not too confident. I did want to bet Morono, and then I just kept thinking about it. Like, man, Buckley's a little more athletic, and then he's probably going to have the wrestling advantage. And as long as he can stay out of the guillotine, you know, I feel like he can get some control time there. So I'm actually going to take that this fight goes to decision. I think it does. I think both these dudes are tough. Both these dudes are durable, and I don't see either one of them getting finished in this fight, to be honest. So.
Fight goes to decision plus 185 best price.
Let me get that.
All right. Cody taking the fight goes to decision plus 185. Patrick, what do you like over this fight here?
Yeah, man, this is a bet I actually admittedly I regret. I got Morono at plus 168 for a half of a unit, and I was intending on adding another half onto his decision prop, but then I kept on watching all of the Buckley knockouts, and I think he's the much better athlete here. It's only going to take one, so it's like a double-edged sword, right? It's like what Cody said. He's going to miss the majority of his strikes. He could lose this fight based on volume, but at the same time, it's just going to take one spinning wheel kick or one big punch, and we're screwed here. So what's the Buckley? I mean, it's got to be super juiced, right? What's Buckley inside the distance or scorecards, no action? It's got to be be massive, right?
The finish only is going to be massive. I'm going to guess minus 300, minus 325.
Give me that on Buckley.
Okay.
Just because I regret, I'm going to have my asshole puckered the entire time watching Morono try to go in there and score this win.
Bean Buckley finish only here, minus 325. Pretty safe play, I'd say. Yeah. All right. So Patrick taking the finish only for Buckley, and then Cody taking the fight goes to decision there. Morono's very live. I agree. I think, minute for minute, this fight's going to be very close. Jason saying, give me Morono here to pull off the upset. Possible. Morono looked like crap at the weigh-ins. I thought he was going to throw up. Yeah, he looked rough there. And then we got Fresh with you there, Patrick. He took the shot on Morono plus 170. And to his credit, before putting his hands on his knees, he has been waiting for the young lady to arrive for over 2 minutes already. For what it's worth, yeah, he was waiting on somebody to arrive for the weigh-ins, but still not the best body language in the world there. And we got Victor in the chat saying, "Look at these three handsome bastards on the screen." What's up, guys?
Hey, what up, Victor?
What is up, Victor? Good luck on your bets today. All right. We'll move on now to the co-main event, and this is one of my favorite fights on the card. I think it's going to be very, very fun for as long as it lasts. We got Joe Pyfer minus 360 taking on Abdulrazak Al-Hassan. Looks like some monies actually came in on Abdulrazak Al-Hassan throughout the week. He is currently sitting at plus 285, but he got up to as high as plus 425 earlier in the week here. So we'll start with Patrick. What are you liking for this co-main event?
I really like Joe Pyfer a lot here. Now, is he worth that giant price tag? Probably not, just due to his lack of UFC experience here. But the same time, I mean, if Abdul Razak Al Hassan doesn't get the win in round 1 or a few seconds into round 2, he's statistically going to lose the fight. I mean, he hasn't won a decision. He slows down. I think he's fairly, even though his name is Judo Thunder, I think he's fairly one-dimensional here. And I do like Joe Pyfer's skill set quite a bit. He's very fast. He cuts angles well. He can strike powerfully moving forward or backwards, as we've seen in a couple of spots. That lead hook is nasty that he took out Mearshart with and Ozzy Diaz with. So, and then we haven't even spoken about the groundwork. He's doing all these grappling competitions. He seems to have a good wrestling game. It hasn't been that hard to get Abdul Razak Al Hassan to the mat. So for all those reasons, I like him to win here. I wouldn't play the juice myself, but I think Pyfer gets it done inside the distance, which something crazy. Minus 275 for inside the distance.
Let's take a peek here. Pyfer inside the distance, minus 234 on Pinnacle. I can give you that.
I'll take that. I like the people. I even gave this one out. Just taking a sprinkle on his submission prop too. I wouldn't mind that. That's where he's got the clearest advantage, is getting this fight to the mat and choking out Abdul at some point.
Yeah, that'd be wise for him to use that grappling. We'll see if he does. I have a kind of a bad feeling he won't. So we'll see.
Same.
Yeah. Cody, what are you liking for this fight here?
Yeah, man. I'm not sold on Joe Pyfer like near as much as everybody else is. Like, I went back and watched his tape. First off, the dude has a submission loss to that Giovanni Patti, the dude that Jamie Pickett beat to get into the UFC on the Contender Series. That dude choked out Joe Pyfer. Then Joe Pyfer, he's got his loss to Dustin Stoltzfus. And I know people's like, man, he got slammed and it broke his arm. What the fuck was he getting slammed by Dustin Stoltzfus for in the first place? You know what I mean? You shouldn't be in that position. Second off, like, if you watch him, fight, he's got a ton of injuries, but if you watch him fight Ozzy Diaz, he comes out on, which is weird that Joe or Dana White gave that whole be Joe Pyfer, because if you watch that fight, he came out in the first round and didn't even strike for 2 seconds, and then he took down Ozzy Diaz. Like, he tried to grapple him, almost got him in an arm triangle. Ozzy Diaz worked out of it, got back up, and then landed a couple decent shots himself at the end of the first. Then in the second, it looked to me like Pyfer was slowing down, dude. Like, Ozzy Diaz was starting to come forward, land some decent shots. And then Joe Pyfer hit him with that left hook that rocked him. But like, Joe Pyfer he keeps his head straight up in the air, right? The dude's hittable. He's just like a low output power striker. Like, I know they say he's got wrestling and grappling, but when's he really use it? Like, he's got high school wrestling. It's not like he's some D1 wrestler. And then his jiu-jitsu, he's got a couple submissions years ago over like lower level guys, but he's been submitted himself. I just don't see anything like, and then he beat Amidowski and then he beat Gerard Mearshart. But I feel like Abdul would knock out Gerard Mearshart too. Like, he's so fast and explosive. So then you get to Abdul Razak Al Hassan. This dude is explosive. He can KO you with either hand, either foot. He's got decent wrestling and he's got decent judo. I know it kind of seemed like his wrestling is bad, but he got manhandled. He got beat by Jacob Malkoun. You know what I mean? That dude is a crazy wrestler. And then when his fight with Munir Lazez, which people bring up that he got taken down, he had been off for like 3 years for them rape charges. And then he came back. He came in like 6 pounds overweight. It was when he was still trying to make 170. And he came out and like drilled Lazez and tried to finish him, hit him with like a 40 punch combo, but Lazez survived it. And then he just slowed down, but he still took his beating. Like, the dude's super durable. He's super well-rounded. Yeah, he's like, 37, 38, but he's like Jared Cannonier, 37, 38. These dudes are genetic freaks. He's built like a 25-year-old and then he's moved out to Colorado in the last 2 years, and he's been training at high elevation. His cardios look good. In the third round against Buckley, he was killing it, you know? So I think this line's way off. I'm going to take Al Hassan by KO round 1 or 2. So I don't know how to find the odds on that, but for like how he had round 2 or 3 sub, I'll take first or second round KO.
Yeah, I know. Let me look that up for you here.
Like, Pyfer's good, but I feel like this is going to be mostly a standing match, a striking match. And Al Hassan is so dangerous, dude. Like, and he's going to be fast too. Like, Pyfer's a big, tall dude, but he's not as fast as Al Hassan, and he keeps his chin straight up in the air. And this is going to be mostly like a striking match. Plus, like, I think if Pyfer comes out and tries to wrestle a lot in the first round, Al Hassan has no neck. He's going to be hard to choke out. But if he comes out and wrestles a lot and don't get it done, I think he's going to be the one tired in the second round, and Al Hassan ain't. So I really think Al Hassan knocks him out in the second round, to be honest.
Plus 650 for those two combined.
Let me get that right there.
All right, there you go. So we got Patrick on the Piper side, Abdulrazak Alassane for Cody there. Piper by KO. Alassane is super live. Yeah, Alassane's live against pretty much anybody as long like if Piper is out there and stands with him, it could be rough there.
Like, I feel like somebody to be minus 400 over Al Hassan should be like Marvin Vittori. You know what I mean? Like someone that's completely proven that can take a punch and probably can out grapple for sure. Like and take a punch and be high level. I don't think Joe Piper's proven anything to be that big of a favorite over anybody. Like not anybody good in the UFC anyways.
I think that's why money has come in on Alassane throughout the week. We got Blumdog saying sharp take. Cody likes it there. Cody's right. Piper, nothing special, but I'm scared of Alassane. Yeah, I'm scared of him as well. That guy hits like an absolute truck. But yeah, guys, we have the main event here. Before we get into it, if you guys could please do me a favor, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and go subscribe to these guys as well. The links are down in the description there. We have Grant Dawson taking on Bobby Green. We have Grant Dawson as the biggest favorite on the card, sitting at minus 515. We got Bobby Green sitting at plus 390. So yeah, monies came in, it looks like, on Grant Dawson throughout the week. He was as low as minus 320, and he's now sitting at minus 515. We'll start with you first, Patrick. What are you liking for this main event for your best bet?
Yeah, it's a fun main event. I can't believe how much steam the Grant Dawson line has taken. Minus 515 on BetOnline. That's absolutely crazy. But at the same time, this is totally a transition, maybe a passing of the torch in some ways, because you got the younger man than Grant Dawson, still 29 years old and getting better as things go on. I used to hold that draw to Ricky Glenn where he gassed out against him. But after that Demirez Magulov fight, I mean, you got to stop looking at that. Just look at that as an anomaly. The guy's cardio is looking phenomenal. He's going to have massive amounts of control time in this matchup. So what's Bobby Green's path here besides, sprawling, brawling, and outpointing him to a decision? We don't see a lot of finishing potential from Bobby Green, and he's a guy who always makes fights close. So I think he gets taken down repeatedly in this matchup, and I think we do see Grant Dawson either get a ground and pound stoppage or a submission here. So there's going to be so many opportunities for him to just wear down Bobby Green, get the lock in that body triangle, wear him out, and grab the neck. So how was it? Minus 135 for the inside the distance for Grant Dawson here. Yep, that'll be the bet for me.
All right, we got Patrick taking Grant Dawson inside the distance, minus 135. Cody, what is your best bet for the main event?
Yeah, man. Striker versus grappler, definitely. You got Grant Dawson, who's got phenomenal grappling, phenomenal wrestling. His striking's looking better, and at ATT, his cardio is looking way better. We've never seen him in a 5-round fight, though. Fighting Bobby Green, phenomenal boxing, super fast. This is going to be a different kind of fighter than the last couple that Grant Dawson's fought, where he's fought like Jared Gordon, Mark Madsen, and even Damir Uzmagulov, who them dudes aren't very athletic and fast or nothing, like Bobby Green's more athletic, fast. When you go for his hips, he's going to be moving and maybe a little better get-up game. So this is definitely an excellent fight. We're going to see exactly where Grant Dawson's at. But it's either going to be, Grant Dawson taking him down, taking the back, holding him, wearing on him, and getting the finish in that like second, third, or early fourth, like he did against Madsen, Jared Gordon, or it's going to be Bobby Green, figuring out how to stop the takedowns, get up from the jiu-jitsu and be able to piece Grant Dawson apart. And we know, dude, like we've seen Grant Dawson gas out against Ricky Glenn, and I know that's been a while, and I know he's at ATT now, but this is a 5-round fight, and trying to control Bobby Green for 4 rounds could be a lot of work. So, but if he is able to take Bobby Green down and control him and take his back, I think we've seen Bobby Green against Islam, and I'm not saying Grant Dawson's Islam, but Bobby Green didn't have much answers like when Islam took his back. He just kind of got flattened out and beat up. So, give me the under 3.5. Like that. I think one of these dudes' games is gonna work in this fight. I think it's minus 165, but yeah, whatever you can find me at. But I think it's gonna work in this. It's either Grant Dawson's gonna wear him out and submit him, in that second, third, or early fourth round, or I think Bobby Green's gonna be able to survive, maybe get some reversals, and then just take off on Grant Dawson. So, give me that under 3.5. You're on mute. You're on mute, Brady.
My bad. Yeah, minus 130. I saw best price there.
Nice. I'll take it.
All right, so Cody taking the under 3.5, and we have Patrick taking the Dawson inside the distance here. We'll get to some last comments here, then we'll go over our best bet of the card. Let's see. We got DeMar Sims in the building with the 499. Appreciate you, DeMar. He's saying this is such a fun show. Always love the takes. Appreciate you. Everyone hit their bets today. Yeah, that is always the goal. That is always the goal. We got Alex in the building. What is up, Alex? We have Ver saying what time do the prelims start? 4 Eastern. Yeah, I believe 4 Eastern. They fight there. We got Fresh saying if Bobby were fighting Dober again, and Grant was fighting Dawson again, how would you line those fights? I don't get the lines in either fight. So that's a lot to take in here, Fresh.
Grant fighting Dawson. Wait.
If Dober fighting Dober again.
I'm so confused.
If Grant was fighting wait, what?
I don't know.
I see what he's saying.
Oh, you do?
I think I see what he's saying. But start with the first one. If Bobby Green were fighting Dober again after he knocked him out, I think Dober would be like a -200 or -220 favorite, just because he got the result before he got the knockout. He's got the Bobby Green's not getting any younger. He's been looking a little bit slower. So I would line it more because last time Bobby Green was like Drew Dober's like a -150 favorite, I want to say. So I think they would inflate that now in a rematch, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. We got the champ, Lou Betya, the champ.
Whoa!
Here
for now.
We'll see if Cody can take the lead. I think Lou's up 14 units on Cody, but maybe Cody can go out there and hit a big bet today. We got Johnny K in the building. Great show, boys. Smash it like everyone. Enjoy the fight. Yes, best of luck to you as well, Johnny, this week. Any locks this card? I don't give locks. You guys have any locks this week?
I think Drew Dober's the only person that deserves their big giant line. But my lock's Felipe Lins, man.
Felipe Lins.
Ian Cutelaba round 1 KO lock.
This guy.
My lock is on Cutelaba to do something completely stupid and ridiculous.
I need a line on that.
Yep.
All right. Let's see here. All right. I say we get into these bets, whatever the bet for the card, and then we're going to give the best bet for the entire card. And if you hit this best bet, your profit's going to double. So say, for example, Cody says his best bet is Bill Algeo round 3 or decision. Not only will he get 2.10 units, he'll get 4.20 units. There we go. My math is correct there. So, Cody, you were starting off the card with Montana De La Rosa, round 3 decision, plus 105. You're passing on the Johnny Munoz Jr. fight. You take the Murata decision, minus 130. Mendoza by decision, plus 245. Carolina by decision, plus 106. You're taking a Felipe Lins inside the distance, plus 210. Algeo round 3 decision, plus 210. Dober KO 2, plus 470. Buckley Morono fight goes plus 185. Alassane round 1 or 2 KO plus 650. And then the Dawson under 3.5 rounds minus 130. Is all that correct? And if so, what is your best bet for the entire card?
You're already there. You already clicked on it. Lins inside the distance plus 210.
There we go.
Let's
Lins
go.
inside the distance plus 210. So if he hits that, he will get 4.2 units and will be one step closer than to getting Lou Betya. And yeah, no Yambag plays. Not many are sticking out for this card. I guess there could always be a Yambag in like the Johnny Munoz Jr. fight or maybe the Cutelaba fight. But
yeah,
there could be. All right, Patrick, you are taking De La Rosa money line plus 140 to kick off the card. You're passing on the Johnny Munoz fight. You're taking Murata decision minus 130. Mendoza under 2.5 rounds minus 130. Carolina money line minus 137. The Cutelaba Lins fight won't start round 3 minus 220. Algeo round 3 or 2 submission, 2-3 submission plus 1100 on FanDuel. You're taking a Dober KO minus 145, Buckley finish only minus 325, and then Joe Piper inside the distance minus 234. And then you're ending the card with Grant Dawson inside the distance minus 135. Is all that correct? And if so, what is your best bet for the entire card?
All looks correct to me. Best bet, I will do the Bill Algeo round 2, round 3 sub. Alexander Hernandez going to fold like a cheap suit. In the words of Uncle Weezy, King of Prussia, Pennsylvania, stand up.
There we go. So Patrick's best bet is Algeo, round 2-3 sub 1100. And Cody taking the Lins into the distance plus 210. I personally do like both there. De La Rosa minus 140, not plus 140. There we go. So it wasn't correct. Patrick, what's going on?
Oh, he was gonna let that slide. He's seen
good
it.
to me.
I seen his face. He
Damn it,
looked a
T-Man.
little bit, then he cracked a little smile, and he just let you keep going.
I see what it is.
Good
Hey, when you're still climbing the ranks to get out of the negatives, you got to take all the swings you can get.
There you go. Shout out to D-Man for correcting the mistake.
Damn you.
Attaboy.
All right, guys, we did it. A very fun show. Going to kick it around. Let the people know where they can find you, Cody.
Yeah, man. YouTube at Blood Money MMA Bets, on Twitter and Instagram at Blood Money MMA Bets, and then I got a free Discord and a Patreon. It's the Layer Cake Discord, Layer Cake Patreon, and just put in a ton of work on all that stuff all week. So you find me in all them places to get my bets.
Let's go. Yeah, thank you for coming on, Cody, and good luck on your big bet on Philippe Lins. Yes.
Thank you. Also, we're going to be doing a live show here in like 5 minutes on Johnny K Picks channel. So everybody check that out if you still want to burn some time.
Perfect. Go over and check them out on Johnny K Picks. We got Patrick. Let the people know where they can find you.
Yeah, man. For those of you who don't know, I'm Patrick. I run a channel called Addicted to Combat on YouTube. Do full card breakdowns, best bets, live streams with awesome guests every week. My co-host, Blood Money MMA Bets here, and I will be on Johnny K Picks' channel doing our pre-fight show momentarily. So go over there and also subscribe to Cody's Patreon as well, and go subscribe to his channel. I completely co-signed with all this guy's work.
Sounds good. Thank you for coming on as well, Patrick. All right, guys. Best of luck. Enjoy the fights, and we'll talk to you guys very soon. See you later.
Later, everybody. Good luck.